Well, it was in my childhood days.
Space Action Podcast!
Many long years ago.
With your hosts,
Now with
Chris
the
Carson
spirit.
and DC and Shama.
Now I'm a savior. I was filled. Naughty. Oh,
These past few years, like just repetitive work. I guess my creative outlet is this and like writing comic book issues and shit, but there's not a lot. Like I don't have a consistent input for my exporting of artistic endeavors because I don't draw, so I don't have the ability to just sit down and make shit. I have to I need components to cook my soup. I'm the chef. I don't go by the ingredients.
Why don't you take it like the recorder or something?
Take out the recorder? I'm horrible at music. Did I ever tell you? Did I ever tell you the tragic story of how I got out of music? As a kid, you blame other people for your problems. You get older, you realize it was your own fault.
Oh, God.
But when I was a kid, because I was bullied, I was the nerd, I was the outcast going to school, right? I was in my tiny hometown, there was a kid in a wheelchair, a physically handicapped kid, and the fat kid. Of course, you got to pick on the fat kid because you can't pick on the other two. I was the fat kid. I was taking guitar lessons from our teacher, Mr. Brown, you cocksucking son of a bitch. If you ever hear this, I hope you're fucking dead and your wife's dead too.
Good guy?
Good guy. But we were taking guitar lessons, and the first 5 lessons I was doing really good. I was really learning, playing Proud Mary and all the shit they teach you right at the beginning to learn the fingering. And then one night, my father cleaned up the house, and he just put the guitar in we have a little room, it had a little room in our basement. He just set it in there while he was cleaning the basement. The next morning for school, I couldn't find it. So I went into the school. It was after for a half hour or whatever, an hour after school when the guitar lessons happened. I just said, I lost the guitar. My father cleaned the house and I can't find it anywhere. And he was like, if you're gonna fucking lie, he didn't say fucking obviously, he was, you're gonna lie about this shit, don't come in here and lie to me because you don't think you're very good or you're not very good or you don't have the ambition to follow this through. You're gonna lie to my face. And he gave me this whole lecture about not worming out of commitments. And from that moment on, I was like, fuck you, fuck music, fuck everything, fuck you. And that really put us a kibosh in my early development of being able to ambidextrous playing, different fingers. And that really put a dent in it. And then when I got old enough to realize, that guy was an asshole. I should have just continued. Yeah. Then it was too late. I was already, in film school doing drugs. I didn't have time to spend hours learning an instrument.
Mr. Brown stole from you, man. He
It's just that moment where I was being so honest and just to be torn down like I was a liar.
See,
really
what you didn't see right before that is that they were supposed to fucking go up to the mountains that weekend, Mr. and Mrs. Brown, and she started welching because she had to work more. Mrs. Brown has a better income than her shitty fucking because she's teaching guitar. Yeah. So she's like, she's like, what was his first name?
God, I don't even Mr. Brown. I don't even remember.
Listen, Mr. Brown, you're fucking dead weight. All right, me, Mrs. Brown, I'm busting my ass off.
Mrs. Brown.
I'm gonna fucking drop your ass if you fuck. I'm not going. Fuck it. I'm not going to the mountains this weekend. He's like, no, you can't bail on this. We do it every day. No, fuck it. I'm not doing. And he's at the car, I swear, the first kid I talked to, and you're like, I don't have my guitar. It's like, oh, you're welching out now.
Yeah,
you little fuck, Carson.
You know what? That humanizes him. Fuck that. Fuck that sack of shit.
No, it doesn't humanize it. He could have been a fucking adult about it. I mean, don't take it out on this kid.
Yeah, maybe. He used to be a gym teacher. He always wore track pants. You could see his dick bouncing around in his track pants. He was the grossest human being imaginable. He was just in every way. Go fuck yourself.
I have it's not a video game, but I have a video game related story about a teacher hitting me. You want to hear that one?
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's a good one. It's fun.
You hit people in video games.
Yeah, sure. So I remember this like it was yesterday. Should I say his name? Fuck him. I think he's dead. Anyways,
there's a lot of Mr. Browns. Just do Mr. Whatever.
Mr. Adams. Anyways, 4th grade teacher, and so imagine the classroom is all desks this way, and on the far right of the classroom there's a row of computers facing the wall, but it's super tight because the furthest row of desks here, it's like there's hardly any space. You had to kind of shimmy in to get in there.
Okay.
Anyways, it's Thursday. We go. See that? I think it's Thursday. We go to Kingsman Pool. I can't remember the actual day. At 11. So basically, everyone brings their swim trunks. We do swimming lessons, I think. Yeah, 4th grade. I remember one weird encounter where we were in the showers and Mr. Adams were like, because you're supposed to rinse before you go in, and so he has to supervise.
Is he rubbing down kids?
See, here's the thing. No, but like, you know, it wasn't that era of just like all those. Remember, like, my mom was obsessed with the school newsletter. Bring home the school newsletter, and I never found out why until like you found out in the early '90s. There was a bunch of conspiracy theories about satanic cults in fucking school, and they were sexually abusing the kids.
Right.
That was a legit thing.
Really?
So yeah, and
Harry
I'm
Potter.
like, now. Did that happen because of Harry Potter?
Well, just the witchcraft satanic shit.
No, I mean, yeah,
But not
yeah.
the touching. No Dumbledoring.
None of it was true, of course,
No.
but it was just sensationalized by the fucking media, and my mom was obsessed about bringing. So I think the dude was very much aware of that. And that's why he was uncomfortable. But he had this dopey, dumb, low voice. He's like, you kids don't have to shower, just get wet. And just the way he said it, I was just that's it. For the next year, it was just get wet, Mister.
Thank God he didn't say that to the girls' swim class.
Good God, right? So, anyways, this fucking Frankenstein-looking motherfucker. As we're at the pool, I'm telling the guys, remember the Critters? There was like a book series about like a bunch of little guys that had shaggy brown
Yeah, the
hair.
little
and
balls.
Yeah,
With
little-
their mouths, yeah.
So we had an interactive CD-ROM book. Like you turn the pages, but what was cool is that if you lingered on a page and clicked around the scene, it was interactive.
Okay.
Like the sandcastle, if you clicked it, the starfish would walk out or some such shit.
Right.
So
early computer stuff.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
So the one I remember vividly, there was a bunny on the pier and he was fishing, and if you clicked him, he cast the line out and pulled in a fucking cruise ship and it went
Okay.
and it fucking he let go and it flew away. Fucking, oh my god, I'm like 8 years old and I still remember this. Laurie Snyder and Scott Galt, they're like, no, that's not true. I swear to God, it's in there. It's like, yeah, I'll show you. When we get back to class, I'll show you. Because usually we finished at the pool around 11.
see where this is going.
We're back there about 11:30.
Yeah.
So it's like 11:25. The bell's about to ring. We're supposed to be putting all of our pencil cases and shit in our bags and all that noise. So I shimmy into the fucking tight little area. I'm trying to get on the computer. I don't think I heard him come in.
He was just sneaking around like a Nosferatu.
Well, because we're supposed to go into this class and grab our shit because we're fucking les étudiants immersion, so we have to go to our French class afterwards.
Right.
So
I
we
think
get,
you're saying extra gutturally because it's from Quebec.
it's Quebec, huh?
Jump
You know
first
that,
rappers.
That's right.
Anyways.
I'm trying to load it up because I got like 5 minutes, you know? I don't think he said anything. Next thing I know, he's like, you know what? No, he did. He was like, go sit down. So I'm trying to get out, but again, it's a clusterfuck trying to get out, so I can't really navigate. This fucking dude was like 6'3", big lanky motherfucker. Always wore these dumbass brown sweaters, like really Igor looking dude. And it's his,
You fuck me.
little bit, but like imagine like with the long Seymour Skinner kind of looking face.
Right, okay.
Actually, very Skinner-ish. Like the hair just a little bit more bland, like a suburban Canadian guy.
Yeah.
But anyways, his fucking Frankenstein, always chalk covered hand. I remember he used to stand behind you in class and jingle his change.
That was not his change, DC.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
as you were working, but you forgot to carry the 2, and you're like, okay, thank you. Go away, please.
Looks like someone's in a training bra. Yeah. Jesus.
So anyways, fucking, this fucker, his fucking hand just claps down on my shoulder, grabs, like, you know, like the, I guess it'd be the trapezius, this muscle right. If you pinch it, but
Oh, yeah.
when you're rubbing a
That's a
lady's
Vulcan
shoulders, it
nerve
feels
pinch.
good, but he fucking pinched me.
Yeah.
Yanked me back on it and pulled me out, and once I was, he just like pulled me through the chairs. And then once I was clear, I just remember, you know when you ever been hit on the back of the head?
I
And
cracked my own back of the head.
it takes you a second, like, because you just get disorientated, and everything.
Yeah.
It is like kind of banging a microphone, everything just kind of goes blur.
Oh, for sure.
Next thing I know, I didn't register he hit me. He totally smacked me in the back of the head. Yep.
Jesus.
And he was like, "Go sit down." And there was this deafening silence, and I remember just like a kid, like you know, like a shell shock. I just kind of zombie mode went and sat at my desk,
Right.
And I was like,
What just happened?
yeah, because like I was like, listen, I have an older brother, like we tussle at home, but like no adult
Has ever...
snuck up behind me. Like if
Yeah.
he came up and hit me in the face, I probably would have been okay with it. But it was the fact that I didn't see any of it. I didn't even see
He
him.
cuffed you on the back of the
And
head.
then he clocked me on the back of the head. So I just remember sitting there, and I didn't eat lunch because we have to go to French, and I just remember like everyone was kind of looking. I remember noticing people were looking at me more than I knew something was wrong. But I just remember being in French class and I couldn't eat lunch and I just started crying.
Aww.
Like I didn't know what was. I was like, something's not right. I don't feel good.
That's a tragic 8-year-old story.
Yeah, and also explains why I hate authority so much.
Yeah. You don't like your head being touched.
I hate my head being tapped. My dad used to do that. He was like, "Do you get that?" If someone taps my head, I snap.
I know. When we first started hanging out, I didn't know that I made that mistake because I'm always like going da 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 and playing with people's hair and stuff, and I learned quickly you did not like that.
It's a weird again going back to that rage video game thing. Like if someone taps it, it goes from 0 to 11. It's horrible, and I just put my kryptonite out there. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I hear you don't like being tapped.
But so anyways, but I don't know which one of the kids in my class was traumatized. Horrified. She told her mom on lunch break, and of course my dad's a pediatrician. The mom is a patient. Called my so everyone knew by the time I got to class.
Spread like wildfire. I like that you didn't do it. It was someone else who witnessed it.
Yeah.
So there's no objective like
She was
maybe I was a
crying.
kid and didn't realize.
She came home crying like a teacher
Yeah.
hit a kid. Like she hit Deniso, and she was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And like so she called my mom. So I remember. Kara Castleman lives across the street from me. Still has my parents live across the street from her, and her mom's essentially my second mom. Like we pick us up after school. So when she picked us up, she knew, and she was like, "Oh, DC, your mom knows, and she's angry. Don't you?" And still, I'm not registering. Like, what's going on?
You think she's angry at you, probably.
No, they were really clear on like I wasn't in
okay.
trouble, but I was still like, why is this a big deal more than anything? Like, what's going on?
Hadn't really clicked.
No, like because again, I'm seeing from the perspective of a kid. I'm like, all the adults are very agitated.
Yeah,
Is this
right.
is this about me?
What is happening right now?
Because again, I didn't see the dude hit me. I'm just kind of like, ow, my head hurts. Is The Simpsons on? Like, I just want to watch some TV and go to bed. Like, I don't feel
What was
good.
the concussion? Don't fall asleep.
So I remember this so vividly. We went. The long short, my mom picked me up. She was pissed off. My dad was pissed off. We went the next morning to talk to him, and Mrs. Hart was there, the principal. She was another fucking one. She's fucking dead, and I am not. She died of cancer. Fuck her.
Some people, it's
She
okay
made
when
me
they're
eat
dying.
lunch on the floor in like the middle of winter, out in the hallway, like next to puddles of cold water for like an entire year.
That's really
for
fucked
no
up.
fucking reason. Never told my parents. Anyways, this psychotic asshole. Mr. Adams is standing there. Well, you know, I did not hit Denise. I can apologize. And I don't remember my parents being that mad, which is weird. Because if someone hit my kid, you're like, I will burn this school to the ground. I am telling the paper. Like, you're all getting your fucking
your job is over.
Yeah, I don't know. It totally didn't hear you. I remember you went back to the car. I guess you guys saw something yesterday. I apologize for that. And that was it.
That was it.
That was it. I don't remember.
Wow, in 2018, just imagine that story.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that dude lived down the street from me.
Oh,
So-
I do know this part.
Yes. I just know that his house got vandalized several times. Pumpkins were thrown through his windows.
Ooh.
Just meant to hit the wall, but somehow the apparently the pumpkins went through the windows. One time his car got spray painted on. But the best part is, and this one I was there for. We were walking up to the house because I had heard about these vandalisms, and since I hated this guy so much, I must witness this. Yes, I must go see this. You guys actually fuck with Adams' house? I'll go watch.
Whoa.
So we're walking up to the house, and fuck that asshole. He'll never find out. We're walking up to the
This
house.
would be the cop listening to this, being like, "Well, looks like I just got my bonus."
That's 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Fucking prick cut me off when I'm making a left turn.
That's a whole other story. I'll tell that on a future podcast about how I was chased down and nearly murdered. Back to yours.
He fucking and we're walking up to the house, and all we just hear is, "Get out of here!" Like he's up in the window. He was home.
Like a crotchety old man.
So we're like halfway down the block, and all I hear is, "Deniso, you prick!" And I'm like, shit. He ID'd me.
That's amazing.
So I hang out with my friends. I go home. My dad's standing on the porch when I get home.
Called him.
So like he's like, "Where were you tonight?" I was like, I was just down the street hanging out with Scott. What'd you guys do? Oh, we just hung out at his house. He's like, "The police just left, so why don't you tell me what you really just did?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck me." So we have to walk to his house, and this is my favorite part. So I haven't stood face to face with this guy since elementary school, and now I'm in his goddamn living room.
Right.
With his
what did it smell like? Do you remember that?
No, I remember they were in robes,
Ew.
and the wife was so pissed. Oh, it was beautiful. She was pissed right off, and I wish I wish I had the presence of mind. Anyways, I'll get to it. Well, I'm sitting there, I'm in the chair, and I was like, this is the first time I've been here. He's like, well, stuff's been happening to my house, you know. Pumpkins were thrown through my window.
This isn't a reasonable sized car for a man of my size.
He's a mashup of Skinner and that guy.
Yeah.
One time, friends came over to play cards, and when they came out, their car was spray painted.
And I was like, oh, that sounds unfortunate.
Oh, yeah.
The entire time, I think the dog could just sense how bummed out I was.
Oh,
and
really?
He came over and put his head on my knee, and it was just letting me pet him.
Because he's probably been yanking that fucking dog around since he was a puppy. Sack of
Probably.
shit, motherfucker.
And then the fucking wife, she snapped. She fucking snapped. Once the dog came over to me and I was petting, she was like, Abby, get over here. And Abby just gave her this look like, fuck you. And just like put her paws up and sat with me. And I just pet their dog.
That's awesome.
And I was like, I don't know. And my favorite, the moment where, God bless my dad. My dad's old school Malawian. Grew up, went to med school in Ireland, where he said Ireland was okay, but like he's dealt with racism his entire fucking life. He was born like in the 40s. He was in his 20s and the 60s.
Sure,
He's seen some shit. Fucking at one point, my dad's like, and you know why you were the only one who was identified? Because you're black. And you could hear a pin drop that they both just went.
Oh, he said that to him.
To me.
Oh, to you.
In the living room. They're standing
there.
They're standing right there, and I was just like, I just had my head down, and you could just feel them being like, what did we do? Like, what's about to happen? Are we racist? Did we just turn this into a race? Like, oh, fuck. Like, so they just let it go. I think it was also a little bit of quid pro quo. It's like, oh, you did strangle me, so.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
And again, that was going to say earlier, I wish I had the presence of mind. I fantasize about if I had a time machine, I would not kill Hitler, I would not see the dinosaurs, I would go back and give myself this moment. I would have been like, sorry, Mr. Adams, just out of curiosity, did you ever tell your wife about our history? Because you know he didn't tell his wife.
No.
There's no way he was like, I have to apologize to a
his
classroom because I hit a child to die.
The first thing his wife would think is, did he fuck that kid?
You know what I mean? And I
thought.
should have been like, maybe you should explain some things. Maybe it'll clarify why I'm actually
I'm
here
doing
tonight.
this, yeah.
Have a good night, you two. And just
Yeah.
left. I wish I could fucking have said that.
That would have been. Oh, that's borderline shitty, but it's so good.
He deserves it.
He totally does.
Totally
deserve
deserved it. And I was in his castle. I was in his fucking where I could have dropped a
Sanctuary.
grenade.
Yeah.
I was like, I could have shit on his doorstep. And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
You know, he would have beat that dog that night.
He's dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Oh, let's hope. Fingers crossed all these motherfuckers are dead. If not, though, we should create some sort of Saw-esque scenario where we get them together and force them to kill each
don't
other.
tease.
Mr. Brown and Mr. Adams.
Mr. Adams, I'll throw Mrs. Hart in there. Oh, no, she's already dead.
Mr. McCrae.
Cancer saved me some work on that
There
one.
was a bastard teacher who again, every time, like, I'm an asshole, and I've gotten myself into tons of asshole scenarios, but always when I don't do the thing
yes.
is when I get the
agree.
biggest repercussions
I
from
agree.
it.
Yep, that happens to me too.
Because I just missed a page on my homework. The last two questions were like on the back page. I just missed it, and I got screamed at by Mr. McCrady or McCrae. I think it was McCrae. I kind of blocked him from my memory about lying. Again, about lying, about doing your homework. You should do your fucking homework. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, what? I didn't do anything. Is it karma for the things I do?
I think that's what it is. Is that it's like he's gotten 3 freebies. Yeah, give him a bad one.
Give him a bad
Give him
one,
a bad
yeah.
one. He's due for a bad one.
I'm going to totally tell the story of me nearly being murdered.
Oh, yeah.
This just happened. This happened the day before Red Dead came out. I was driving back home, and I decided to take some back roads because it was a nice fall day. And it was a 50-kilometer-an-hour back road. A guy in front of me was going 40. So I I wasn't pissed off. I was enjoying the drive. So I decided to pass him. It was a 2-lane. Not 2 lanes as in 4 in total, but 2 in total. I decided to just go around him, and the second I started to pass him, he at the same time jerked his wheel to turn left and turn on his signal. So there was no indicator of like, oh, I'm turning in 20 seconds or something. Just boom, boom, wheel, indicator, same time. So again, we're only going 40, so it wasn't much of a break to just stop and avoid hitting him. This asshole gets out of the car. First of all, he looked like he had a tucked-in polo shirt, dress pants, those douchey wraparound sunglasses, and like a military haircut, probably about 45, 50. Looked like classic, like right-wing Canadian guy. Like
No means yes.
Right. He totally voted for Doug Ford.
Yeah.
And he got out of the car and started just screaming at me. Just fucking, like, what the fuck you doing, you fucking motherfucker, asshole? It's going around me. And so I was kind of annoyed. I just rolled down my window and was like, you can't signal at the last second, asshole. And he just had this, like, raging, shaking look on his face. Like, and he ran over to his sidecar. He pulled it like a tire iron and started coming at the car. So I just peeled off. He ran to to the driver's side, got in the car, started chasing me fucking down. And as a side note, this is not the first time I've been chased down. I was driving on the 401 once, and two rednecks in a truck started trying to drive me off the road. I eventually had to James Bond style pretend to take a turn off, and they took it off, and then I sped and kept going forward on the highway. That's a whole other story. But again, not my fault, just driving on the fucking highway. But this guy starts chasing me, so I'm going 100 and something. I don't want to technically say how fast I was going, but a lot faster than the posted speed limit on this back road. Winding and weaving, being chased by this motherfucking guy. I finally got to a main road. About 10 minutes had passed of him chasing me like a psychopath. I was actually starting to think, is this guy got like a gun? Is he gonna
start firing
or something? So I was a bit ahead of him. I finally turned, got on the main road, got stuck behind someone going 80. Motherfucker squealed out on the main road, got right up behind me. Saw him just holding his phone up, taking photos of my car, and then just slowed down and drifted off. And it was the creepiest fucking thing, because my brain was going insane for the rest of the night, being like, is he a cop? Does he know cops? Does he have a private eye license? Because then you get access to the database to see license plates and where they are. Like, why did that satisfy him? To get my photo and then just disappear into the night like a fucking predator. And the whole night I thought, am I going to wake up tomorrow? My windows are going to be smashed out. It really freaked me out. And it just happened.
A boot on your car. Sorry, Mr. Carson, but we have this to pound this vehicle.
Right. It really weirded me out. Really freaked me out.
I also like the thing is, like, we all knew when Jimmy Vivino showed up at that meeting with a tire iron, he was pissed. That was the day that we started the war.
I still hope I started some sort of turf war. That'd be amazing. He probably just went home and beat the shit out of his pets, kids, or wife. He seemed like that type.
Yeah. Anyone who gets that pissed over something as simple as just trying to go around, you're like, holy, that. And the part I love is that whenever you answered back to him, everyone, no one else in his life does that.
No, exactly.
No one else
That's why
does.
I thought cop.
Yeah.
Because cops are the one breed of folk who cannot handle being spoken back to.
Yep.
I'm my fucking authority, motherfucker. Like, that's a cop, right? Well, not everyone, but most. So, yeah.
The ones that get all the YouTube hits are there.
So this is they hire PR people to film them proposing to the girlfriend, so everyone goes, oh, see, cops are just like us.
They have hearts too.
Yeah, but then they don't change their practices in any way, shape, or form.
Blue lives matter. All right, is that for the week?
That's it. I think that's it for this week's podcast.
Fuck you, Mr. Adams.
Fuck you, everyone who taught at Grandview Public School in the 80s. Go fuck yourself, really.
Fuck.
Except Miss Sinclair, you were awesome, and Mr. Strongatharm, he was awesome. Strongatharm.
What do you teach?
Just grade 6. You know, he was just the main class, the home class.
It's a good name for a good guy.
Strongatharm.
Strongatharm.
He was a good guy.
You got Strongatharm? Oh, I like that guy. You know,
he had
he's got one of those names.
He had a Harrison Ford vibe about him too. He had very much like this cool swagger thing going on.
Girls painting "Love You" on the eyelids.
That was
in
me.
Class.
I was painting "Love You" on my eyelids. Just imagine little Chris Carson, like really fat, like a little pumpkin. Just I love you.
All right, 6th graders. So after when you want to add these two fractions, you have to find a common denominator.
You can't see it, but I'm blinking right now.
Strongatharm, we gotta talk. We heard what stories about. Are you hanging out with this Carson kid a little too much? I have nothing to do with that. He freaks me out. Can we transfer him?
I'm just sketching him nude every day at lunch. Anyways, thank you for listening, guys. We're going to go out on that note. SpaceActionHeroes.com. Check us out there. Like and subscribe and share our videos. It would mean the world to us. And we'll see you next week for something.
Yeah.